Hello, everybody. Good to see all of you. Hey, so this is an office hours call. I like to pop in here every once in a while when we're getting a lot of momentum. So the momentum inside of the 1% is just off the chain right now. I'm getting messages from those of you who have doubled your daily sales. I'm getting messages from those of you who have had your first $10,000 launch. I'm getting messages from people that are getting their first sale, that are climbing in their reviews, that are in the grind. There's some of you that are marching towards 100 sales a day. So I just felt inspired to pop in with you guys and see what problems we could overcome and keep this momentum riding. All right. So tell me in the chat. I want to hear from all of you. How are you feeling? What's going on? Give me something that's working. Tell me how you're feeling right now. Just tell me in the chat. I see you, Cynthia. I see you, Tiffany. What's up, Russ? What's up, Lisa? Hey, Olga. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Grant. Hey, Katie. Hey, Greg Ulrich. Good to see you, dude. What's up, Shane? Hey, Pat. Hey, Anastasia. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Angelo. Hey, Eric. Sally's plugging along. I see you. Okay, let me give you a couple house cleaning items. Remember, if you're an annual member, you get an email an hour before the call with green room access. That is where you can pop in here, ask a question. I think we have a full green room today. There might be one spot open in the green room if you want to pop in. If you are not an annual member, consider becoming an annual member. We reserve these hot seats for annual members because if you're going to quit on us 2 months in, we're not going to make the same investment in you. Come in here for the year, commit to the entire journey, and we'll get you in on these calls for these hot seats. Now, I want to remind all of you, the new processes that we've been testing, we started talking about this about a month ago, and they are popping real fast. So when you come into this process and you want to build a 7-figure business that's doing 100 sales a day, it is daunting sometimes to say, I'm at 0, I got to get to 100 sales a day. How do I close this gap? And the way that we do that first is we chunk it down, not to 100 sales a day, but to 25 sales a day. Because if you can build the systems to getting to 100 to 25 sales a day, then you can duplicate that over 4 products. Now, in a lot of cases, you don't actually need to have 4 products. You need 2 or 3. But the process of getting one thing to a consistent 25 sales a day before you move on allows you to build that road that now you can put another car on. And then you can put the second car on. And now things are moving a lot faster. A lot of you think that you're going to launch and then you're just going to launch the next product and the next product. Building that road is the work. And that comes down to getting leads, getting reviews, and compounding something. What does that mean, compounding something? It means that as you're building a little bit of momentum, things start to snowball. They start to build on top of one another. This is why we use Amazon in most physical product businesses, because as you get more reviews, your conversion rate goes up. As you get more traffic through organic rankings, you're starting to get more sales. As you get more reviews, you can use that in your social media content to post, bring more people into your lead magnet. And now you're getting more leads, which means more reviews, which means more sales. And the thing starts to snowball. So that is the work. It's building that road to the 25 sales a day, and then we can duplicate the process. So I was working with someone this week who was doing a little bit of TikTok, a little bit of Facebook, a little bit of social, a little bit of email, and they're doing 10 sales a day. And they're like, I think it's time for us to promote our second product. No. Mazel tov if you want to test all of these different strategies, okay? But we can't move on until one of them is hitting enough pay dirt to sustain that second product. That is our philosophy. So what this will allow you to do is focus on the things that are precursors to sales. Precursors to sales are leads, reviews, content, relationships, and we can control those. We can control how many people we ask for reviews. We can control how often we post on social. We can control the interactions that we have with leads and customers. Those are the things that we can control. When we control those things, those lead to sales. So most people, I was working with somebody who was thinking about joining the 1%. I was just DMing with him back and forth. And he was only using Amazon ads, which is a good strategy to throw fuel on the fire. But if we don't have the process for getting consistent reviews, if we don't have the process for turning those into leads and raving fans, then we're just hoping that an ad hits. We're just hoping that we find the right keyword. That can get really discouraging. And that's why people give up. But when we have the precursors to sales within our control in the form of reviews and sales and content and outreach, that is how we know we're going to win. That is how we know we can build the road to at least 25 sales a day. So let me remind you that I've given you all daily habits to lead to those things that you can control. 3 of those habits are posting content every day, at least once a day. I can't tell you how to make your content better if you're not posting every day. Instead of thinking, what am I going to post? Just post. And then we can work on making it better. Then we can work on different strategies. Then we can work on stuff that goes viral. But we can't do it if you're just thinking about it. So posting every day on whatever platform you want. If you don't know, just choose Instagram. But I don't care if it's on LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever. Just post every day. Second, you are linking that content every day over to some sort of a lead magnet. If you're selling a physical product, the laziest but still effective way to capture the attention that's coming from your socials and turn them into leads is through a coupon code. $20 off your first order. Opt in here. They get a coupon and they order. Why? Because anyone who opts in for a coupon is likely to become a buyer. They're likely to become a buyer. Doesn't mean that they will, but they're likely to become a buyer. There's other lead magnets you can do. That's the simplest, laziest, easiest way to get things started. So content every day, collecting leads every day. And then one thing I want you to invite you to do is every day do 5 opens. 5 opens. What does that mean? By the way, I do this too. I do this at capitalism.com. For those of you who get personal emails from me or you get Loom videos from me, that's really me practicing what I preach. 5 opens every day means opening 5 conversations with customers, leads, new followers, just opening 5 conversations with people. I spend about 5 minutes to 10 minutes each on these. I will look at, okay, if this is a lead, this person filled out this form. Looks like we talked to them here. What's going on? Like, why didn't they buy? Hey, John, looks like you're trying to start an e-commerce business. Looks like we talked to you back in February. What's happened since then? Someone follows me on Instagram. I'll say, hey, Joe, thanks for following my work. Are you here because of the content or are you trying to launch a brand? We're just opening conversations with people. It can be influencers, customers, leads, but 5 people a day to manually reach out to, and you will be stunned at the type of feedback that you get. It's also a great way to solicit conversations with people who are having a great experience with your product and haven't left a review or haven't posted about it or haven't sent you a picture of them holding the product. These 3 things you can control every day. So as a result of doing these 3 things, you're building the audience, you're getting leads, you're building depth with those leads, and you're starting to build the flywheel that will take you to 25 sales a day. Now, I'm going to give you guys an example, but first, we have a ritual that we do here inside the 1%, and it's called the simultaneous sip. It's afternoon, but I'm cheating and having a coffee so that I am even more optimistic than I already am. And I'm already flying high today. So grab a cup or mug, a glass, a chalice, a tankard, a stein, a canteen, jug, or flask. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure of the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. And it's called the simultaneous sip. Makes your Amazon sales go up. Stock markets at record highs. It's because of this. Join me for the simultaneous sip. Go. An afternoon sip. It's even better in the afternoon. What do you know? All right. I want to give a shout out to the Austin chapter inside of the 1% that met up last night, sent me a photo of everybody getting together. It means the world to me that you guys build relationships outside of these calls, outside of the Facebook group. If you get nothing else out of your experience inside the 1%, the people that you meet can change your life. That is the juice of everything. If you came to CapCon, you saw how intentional we are about building connections and relationships. And you got a taste of what it looks like to not do this game alone. I was texting with one of my business partners last night. We check in throughout the day, like, what are sales? Go get this review, go do this. And the partnership that I have with that business partner is the entire fun of that business. Yes, we're excited about the growth. Yes, we're excited about the sales, but the relationship that we have is all of the momentum that carries that forward. And if you're playing this game alone, it is really hard to stay motivated. So I would like to invite all of you to, at the very least, minimum viable participation, your MVP here, make a weekly post inside the 1% about what's going on in your business, where your mindset is, where you're stuck, where you need help, what's working. MVP, put it on your Friday recurring calendar to do, or Monday, whatever works for you, but minimum viable participation, make one update post inside the 1%. Even better beyond that, get together, either on Zoom or in person. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, if any of you want to meet up in person in local chapters, reach out to Julie Bonner in the group and just ask her how she structures them, how she does them. The community that starts to gel in person is so enriching and makes this experience so much better. So I would strongly encourage you guys to make deep connections here. You have so many resources in the form of relationships here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we do regular masterminds throughout the year. Our next mastermind is in San Diego, and it is July 21st through the 24th. That's our next in-person mastermind for the Capitalist Pigs community. If you want to join the community, you buy an NFT. The NFT allows you to sell your spot, and it gets you access to all of our meetups. Why do we structure it that way? Because if you come to 2 meetups and decide that you got your value and you're not going to come to any more events, you can sell your spot to somebody else. And there are a handful of people who have decided to sell their spot, and they recoup most of, if not all of, their investment. So it's basically cost neutral that way. It also creates buy-in for the entire community because everyone now has an incentive for the group to be amazing. So July 21st through the 24th is our next meetup. We will be going through a case study and showing how we're structuring one of the businesses in our fund. So we have one of our investments inside the fund. We invested in them when they were doing about $50,000 a month, and they had 1 or 2 products. They might have been a little below that. It might have been at $40,000 a month. And now they'll probably do 5 million this year, maybe 6 million. So we're going to go through how we structured it. We're going to go through the raise that we're doing for this company now and how we're structuring that, what the game plan is for that brand to go from what was 40,000 a month or 50,000 a month to $5 million a year, and what the roadmap looks like to take that to 10 or 15 million. So we'll be going through that in the mastermind. Then we have a chef come in and make all of our meals. We play pickleball. We build deep relationships. Partnerships get formed. And we also structure a mastermind so that if you have a question that you want to bring to the group, you can get the one-on-one help that you need. In order to come to the event, we limit it to 25 spots. Send an email to join@capitalism.com. Join@capitalism.com and just say you want to come to San Diego. If you don't want to become a member, or you're not a member of the Capitalist Pigs, you can pay to come to one event. You can come to one. If you want to come to more than one, you have to become a member. But if you want to come to just one, email join@capitalism.com. That goes right over to Inez, who works with me every day. She and I are the only people who check that email. She can give you all details for the San Diego Mastermind in July. Last point, and then I'm going to go to hot seats. Do you want to see a live case study of us running this process of building a brand and doing all the things that I tell you to do on these calls? Would you pass me that bottle right there? Yeah, that guy right there. Okay. You guys may have heard me talk about this. This is one of my brands that I invest in and work in. This is Switch Supplements. If you want to stalk us, audit us, see what we're doing, see what we're testing, go look them up on Instagram, follow them, us, them, it, follow the brand, give it a follow. And I would strongly suggest that you click the link in the bio, opt into the list, look at the promotions we run, look at the follow-up sequences, just audit it, right? This is a brand that we're building live. This is a brand that we kind of put it on pause during COVID for a while. And now we have a product that we're really proud of. I take this every day. This is a sleep supplement. I can show you my Oura Ring data. It's actually pretty amazing. If any of you want to see the Oura Ring data, I'll show you my Oura Ring data. You can actually see the graph of when I start taking Switch every day. But if you go over and just stalk us on Instagram, you'll see the entire process of what I'm telling you guys to do. You'll see the content that is created. You'll see the follow-ups we do. You'll see the opt-in pages. And by the way, I'm kind of embarrassed of how simple some of it is. I know a lot of you look up to me as like, Ryan knows how to do this. He's at a $16 million exit. He invests in companies. And I'll tell you, when you go there, you will find lots of room for optimization. You will find lots of things that we are not doing perfectly at all. But you'll see that we're moving. We're just moving towards it. And we're optimizing for reviews and leads and feedback and proof. We're building the snowball. We're building the flywheel. So if you want to stalk an early brand and just watch how we're taking this to 25K a month and then up to 100K a month, go give this a follow on Instagram, Switch Supplements. And if you are an entrepreneur and you want to perform at your best, get a bottle of Switch. And then guess what's going to happen? We're going to follow up with you, ask you how you're sleeping, and then we're going to ask you for feedback, and we're going to turn that into content. And you see that content build the flywheel. You see what's happening right now? So Instagram, Switch Supplements. Join at capitalism.com if you want to come to the mastermind. And your 3 non-negotiables are content every day, collecting emails, and 5 opens every day. Cool. Those are your marching orders. Those are our house cleaning items. Let's go to hot seats. We have a full green room. Cynthia was here first, so I'm coming to her first. Cynthia, I'm coming to you in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Ryan. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
Nice to see you. Thanks for being here on this bonus call day.
Hey, love the bonus call. This is a perfect time for me. So
Good.
Thank you very much.
Good. I wanted to have it at a different time so that people in different time zones that normally can't attend to the early morning calls could be here. So, Cynthia, what I want to hear from you is a win, what you're working on, and then hit me with your question.
Okay. A win is I have been, instead of 5 opens, my 5 opens are with manufacturers because I'm trying to find one of those right now. So that's been my non-negotiable every day, is to reach out to 5 manufacturers a day. Last week I had 2 calls with manufacturers that I think are the right fit for me, and that's part of my question. What I'm working on is a supplement brand to support high performance teen athletes to reach their goals. And our first product is going to be a low sugar, no stevia electrolyte powder mix.
Cool.
And so my question to you, I have a few, but we'll start with this one, is I started with some benchtop kitchen formulations. I can't get the flavor right here, so I'm going to the experts to try to get it right. It has to taste good. Teens are fickle. They don't care about it's good for me. It needs to taste good. So I'm getting quoted about $10,000 to, custom formulate the electrolyte powder mix. People sound very confident that they can hit all of the requirements that I have. I know you've been in the supplement game for a while. Is that a figure that sounds right to you? It seems to be replicated with most of the people I'm talking to. You know, there's the U brands of the world that are doing it for 5, but I kind of hear mixed reviews on them. So I'm wondering what you think about that.
Okay, so a couple things. So first of all, I know this wasn't your question, but when you are doing your opens to manufacturers, I want you to show your work. What this means is I want you to turn some of this into content and document this process, even though you are not live in business yet.
Yeah.
Why? Because the more that you do that, the more that you'll build up a launch list of people who are following along for the journey.
Yeah.
Right. So even if it's just you're emailing manufacturers, turn that into content so that you are posting and building a lead list.
Okay.
Even though it feels super early, I want you to start doing that. Okay. Number 2, again, I know this wasn't your question, but I'm curious for you, what would happen to your brain if you just dropped the teen part of your branding, right? So when you're targeting a market, we want to niche down enough to be able to speak to them without unnecessarily isolating groups of people. Okay. So if we niche down to teens, does that really benefit us as if we're just promoting to high performance athletes?
This is a great question. And I'm happy you brought this up because, we have, you talk about niching and this was my epiphany. I'm the mother of teen athletes and they're high performance athletes. And my kid is starting to ask about supplements. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm also a scientist, so I can read the literature and I can figure out what's safe and not. So that's where I found my target. But then I'm like, okay, the more I talk to people, they're like, oh my God, I love all these electrolytes, but they've got stevia and I hate the taste of them. So then I'm like, well, I'm going to make one without stevia, without all the sugar. So it'll be for you. But that doesn't, but parents can take teen stuff, but you think I should just focus on high performance athletes?
I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just want you to sit with this idea of, do you gain anything by adding the teen differentiator there? Or do you still hit all of the, are you still able to niche down and talk to that specific person if you're just thinking about it like high performance athletes? That's a judgment call that you'll need to make.
Yeah.
But when I heard you say teen athletes, I'm always like, is it necessary to say teen athletes, or is it just athletes?
Okay, let me ask you my next question, and maybe that'll help us figure this out. Is, my question is, who is my who? Because as a parent, I'm the purchaser and I'm buying the things, but the teen is the end user. So they're the one putting it into the bottle and drinking it.
In your case.
That's right. In my case. So then who do I speak to? And my background, my authority, I feel in this space is I'm the president of a water polo club. I have teen athletes in my house. I can talk about how I support them, how I support all the teens in my community. That's where I felt my authority is.
So I think that is part of your brand story. It doesn't need to be part of your niche. That is just one man's opinion. You can, I'm not your market.
Yeah.
But that is just my feedback as I hear that. I think your brand story of having 2 athletes in the home, great.
Yeah.
But I don't know that you gain much by making it the brand for teens, right? Just sit on that. But it's important to answer your question because if you're targeting teens, well, now you're being really specific about flavor. If you're hitting high performance athletes, do they care more about flavor or do they care more about the ingredient profile behind it?
Yeah.
If it is the latter, then you can launch with an imperfect taste and it's okay.
Right.
So you can launch with an MVP, get sales in the door, get feedback, get reviews, build a list, get momentum, get rankings. And then you can say, okay, I just did $25,000 in sales. It makes sense for me to spend $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 to be able to go reformulate this. There's one other kind of loophole here, Cynthia, and that is a manufacturer is more likely to do business with you and be flexible with pricing on their other items like formulations and flavoring when they're already doing business with you and when you've got momentum because they want to keep your business.
Right.
When you're new and you haven't taken a sale yet, they're going to price whatever they need to price in order to prove that you're a player.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to waste their time going and flavoring a bunch of stuff if you're not going to do business with them. So that's why they price it at the price they do. But if you're already doing business with them and you commit to working with them exclusively for 6 months or a year, now they can be flexible on the pricing of going back and reformulating the product. So that's why I had to do that preamble to get there.
Yeah.
So yes, that is standard pricing for somebody who has never ordered from a manufacturer before. Right. Once you have placed an order and you're doing business, there's a lot more room for flexibility. I would still go out and get price quotes from as many different manufacturers as possible. And the clearer you are about what you want, meaning I want it to have this flavor profile, not these ingredients, use these ingredients instead, the less work they have to do on the formulation side, right. and the more that they will be willing to be flexible on their pricing.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. One last question, if I may.
Yep, real quick.
Stick packs versus buckets, so everybody's telling me, oh my God, stick packs are so expensive, and they are, and I'm starting to get, a real clear on what they are, but every competitor, the liquid IVs, the elements of the world, they're all in stick packs. I find it hard to compete in this market if I'm not in a stick pack, especially if I'm focused on teen athletes who need to chuck it in their bag and just have something as simple as possible. However, I think it would mean that my first order would be break even at best, which I think I can financially live with. But I'm just wondering if you had an opinion on that.
It is a better product if you go with stick packs, for sure. I am more interested in getting you to your first sale and your first launch.
Yeah.
So I like the quote that if you're not embarrassed of your first product, you're not moving fast enough.
I'm definitely not moving fast enough.
Okay.
No doubt about that.
So I would say if it saves you 3 months of perfecting it and optimizing it, go with the simplest product possible to launch. Then from there, go back and improve the product or launch stick packs. If like all else equal, you should do stick packs. If it's the same margin, if it's the same demand, all else equal, you should go with stick packs. But if you think that we can save a few months and actually get off the ground and take it on sale faster doing a scoop, I would be tempted to just launch the thing, get some feedback on flavor, on performance, and then you can go back and improve it. That is, again, one man's opinion based on working with entrepreneurs who sit on the sidelines for way too long. I would like to see you just move and get some sales.
Okay.
Good to see you, Cynthia. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right. Green room's very, very full at the moment. So this is not anything personal, I promise. But once you've asked your question in the green room, I will be removing you from the green room. So go over and watch the stream over in the links that were sent to you. So Cynthia, it's nothing personal. I'm going to remove you so that we have a spot for somebody else. Okay. Reminder, start with a win. Tell me what you're working on and then hit me with your question. All right. So I'm coming to Trevor in 3, 2, 1. What's up, Trevor? How are you?
Doing fantastic, Ryan. I was so excited for this preemptive. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a little bit nervous.
Impromptu, I think, is the word that you were looking for.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm pumped because that was my first time talking to you, my first time doing the sip and all that.
Well, I'm glad you made it. Hit me with a win, what you're working on, and then hit me with your question.
Yeah, win. I jotted down. I created Instagram 50 days ago. I've grown to 15 followers. Currently growing an email list. That's my big focus, of course, while I set up my product.
Okay, cool. How can I help?
So my product is a relationship journal with prompting questions inside of it with some gamification. Essentially, it's not a consumable. And I'd love to kind of know like your mindset around when you have that type of product as opposed to a product that's a consumable, because I've heard people talk about you can acquire a customer for like not make any money on your first sale because the next month you'll make it back. But if that's not necessarily the case with a non-consumable, how do you think about that?
You make it up in future product launches. So the traditional e-commerce playbook is to siphon things off from Amazon and get sales, or run a bunch of ads from Facebook and Instagram to your sales page, break even, make the money on the back end. My playbook is to generate the demand up front so that you don't have to test a bunch of ads, so that you don't have to depend on Amazon. You generate the demand up front and you solicit the feedback from the audience that's coming to you, so that then you can actually partner with Amazon because you've got the conversions from the reviews and the traffic in order to rank for keywords and make your listings convert at a higher rate. So in your case, you may not make a ton of money on first release, but you won't lose your behind running a bunch of ads. You won't need it. You'll have the audience to launch to. So you will still do fine on launch, and then you will use that audience to build up the compounding returns that come from Amazon or better ads or word of mouth or higher conversion rates. So the playbook is still the same. Where you will see the real compounding effects that you're talking about that come from a consumable will come when you have product launch number 2, product launch number 3, number 4, etc. Then you've got a brand. Then people will come back and buy more. People who bought product number 2 will come back and buy product number 1. A new person will come in and buy 3 different things. This is why I say you should never launch a brand unless you know what the first 4 products could be. Doesn't mean you have to stick with it. It doesn't mean that you have to marry it. It just means that you have to know what 4 products could be in your brand. Otherwise, you're too product centric. So that would be my question and invitation to you is, have you thought through what those 4 products could be if this first one is a screaming success?
Yes, I have given that a bunch of thought. And my follow-up question is about the brand in general. I'd love your opinion on the brand and messaging that I've kind of put together so far that relates to this. So the brand is for husbands and they want to make their marriage last a lifetime. So the messaging I currently have is, if you're like me, communication with your wife can sometimes be a struggle. And I've learned a lot about this topic, and I'm going to share the shortcuts with you. So, I give a message in the video, and then at the end of the video, I say, check out the link in the bio if you want to be first in line for the premium relationship journal that I'm putting together. Does that strike you as like hitting enough of an issue or enough of a pain point or creating enough of an urgency for that?
I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it, but you're going to love me. Okay. So how many married men want their marriage to last a lifetime?
I would hope all of them.
Right. Okay. All right. So what prevents them from being able to see forever?
They can't see into the future.
Keep going. Keep going. And if you're married or in a long-term relationship, post in the chat what gets in the way of seeing forever. But keep going, Trevor.
You've got, multiple things pulling on your attention, lots of responsibilities. You've got other, like,
how about I'm just not attracted to her like I used to?
Okay.
She's gained some weight. I'm tired. She doesn't appreciate me. Kids are a lot. She's always in mom mode. I don't know what to do for date night. I don't know how to connect with her anymore. We read in bed and go to sleep. We don't have sex anymore. The sex is really vanilla. Could someone give me a new position to try? She never wants to try new positions. Right? I'm not even married, and I just came up with like 10 pain points here. Right?
Yes.
So
the connection one is the one I'm trying to hit right first, for sure.
But what I want you to understand, Trevor, is that the journey they're on is the marriage. You're talking about forever. What I want you to think about is the sharks in the water that prevent forever. Why do people get divorced? Money, infidelity, loss of connection, loss of attraction. So I would position it more like, you want your wife to be hot again? Because connection's real hot. Do you want to have her waiting for you when you get home? Give her something to look forward to. You want to know what real foreplay is? It's being present with her and finding out what's going on with her. You want to make 9 p.m. in bed hot again? Block out from 8:30 to 9 to play this game. Or to do this exercise together. Picking up what I'm laying down?
Oh, absolutely. Yep, that's making a lot of sense.
So those are the pain points you need to hit. You've got to think about, you're thinking about forever. I'm already asleep, right? Tell me how to have a good week with her. Tell me how to have a good date with her. Tell me how to bring the spark back again. Like, help me understand what the hell she means when she says words. Help me help me navigate this journey. That's what you're looking for.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Process out loud, please.
Those pain points, like the ones I think I really liked was, make my wife hot again, or, how do I make her wait for me or be excited to see me? And there's nothing like hotter to my wife than being present with her. I think I'm gonna run with that and make some content for that.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
first of all,
instead of headline or top of ad saying, "I want my marriage to last forever," it's more saying what the guy is thinking, but he's not saying out loud. I'm just not attracted to my wife anymore. That's a much more powerful opening than "I want my marriage to last forever." That's scrollable. Like, okay, I'm not attracted to my wife anymore. Every man on the planet that has ever thought that, felt that, or been worried about that stops, because no one's saying it. She doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. We just don't connect anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right?
There's lots of
that's
thoughts.
your message. And by the way, for anyone who's going to give me flack for this, I would have an equal and opposite list if this is a brand for women. But this is a brand for men. And these are the thoughts that go on in men's brains. So hit on those, Trevor, and you'll build a raving fan base of people who want your shit.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. My brand actually started as couples, and I thought it's too hard to talk to two people at once.
Yeah, I like that you're going the route for men. And my challenge to you is I want you to post content every day so that you can test the different hooks and angles and thoughts and patterns and things that men are thinking. And you'll see a few that hit and a lot that don't. And that will give you the messaging to be able to know what to run with. Make you sensey?
Absolutely. All right. I'm going to run with that.
Good.
Yeah. And I've been totally on board with the homework of my non-negotiable is post something every day, and trying to, my 5 opens has just been like cold messaging people on Instagram because I don't have too many followers that I can cold message.
Look, start with the people who are paying attention. Start with the people who watch your stories. Start with the people who are on the email list. Start with the people who are already following you. Go deep instead of wide. I do not have the biggest audience in the world. When it comes to the entrepreneurial circles, I have a pretty small audience. But I know a lot of my customers by name. People have been with me for years. I've invested capital into their businesses and have a very healthy business. I go deep instead of wide. I would suggest the same for you, Trevor. All right.
I have one last quick question.
Give me 30 seconds. Go.
I have 2 options of either manufacturing in Canada or China. And my one main thought of manufacturing in Canada was that my lead time is 2 weeks or 1 week for like the journal. When you're considering making something local like this, besides obviously the cost is way more, what else do you consider?
I like speed to market a lot, and I like communication. Does this person actually know what I'm trying to accomplish? And can they work with me? So I would I will pay a premium. I have said to manufacturers, what amount of money can I give you to be treated like one of your top tier clients? I don't even care about making money on the first order. I just want to be treated like a priority. That means that I want my lead time to go from 16 weeks to 4 weeks. How much will that cost me? So I care about speed to market. So if you want to start in Canada and then look at other manufacturers later, totally cool with me.
Good, thank you.
All right, Trevor, good to see you. Glad you made it. Okay, next. Who like really wants it? Who really wants a spot right now? All right, Monica, I'm coming to you. 3, 2, 1. What's up, Mon?
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
Hey, can I bug you for a quick endorsement of our masterminds?
Oh yeah, I was actually just talking to a few people about that. I was like, it's like Capcom but on crack, and it's so much more intimate. I totally love it. Plus, that San Diego house was just awesome. I have some great pictures if anybody wants to see it.
Yes, we have a great time together.
Yes,
we have a great time together. Cool. Tell me a win, what you're working on, and how it can help.
Yeah. Okay. So a win that I'm not quite sure is a win yet is there's this lady on TikTok and Instagram that I follow. She's a runner, but she really posts about everything. But she has like 1.5 million followers on TikTok and I don't know, like 400,000 on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I had sent her some runner's relief like months ago and just never heard back. And then just a few days ago, maybe it was last week, she sent me a message and was like, I'm so sorry. I thank you for the care package. I haven't had a chance to get to it. So I took a page out of Ryan and didn't just like type her back. I didn't want to be on camera. So I sent her a voice note back on Instagram and was just like, oh, that's so great. Yes. Let me know how you feel about it, etc. And then like not 3 hours later, she sent me a voice note back saying, oh my goodness, I love this. This is so fantastic. You have no idea how many people send me shit that I hate and is just awful. Let's talk about a partnership.
Beautiful.
Or
that's a huge win. That's a huge win, Monica.
It is. And I'm super excited. But then she like goes cold. Like I didn't hear from her for a week. And then I heard from her again today.
Yep.
Anyway, so I'm excited about that to see where it goes.
Okay. Is that going to be your question? Because I have a lot to say about this.
No, but
hit me with your question and then I'll circle back.
Okay. So my question is about, I have two questions. One is a follow-up to what you were saying to Cynthia about niching down. Like I'm concerned, like, am I niching down? What is that noise? Am I niching down too far into runners? Like my product is great for all athletes or really anybody with joint pain.
I think you're fine.
Okay. All right.
I'm
all in.
Like for the purposes of if you're going to be a runner's brand, that might be too specific. I don't know. I don't really have, when I bug people about niching down too much, I feel really strongly about it. I don't feel really strongly about yours. Like I think you can have a very healthy brand with runners or athletes. I don't think now is the time to be questioning this for you.
Okay. All right. So I'll stick with what is working. All right. So my second question is, I know you say all the time, point people to a landing page to collect emails, right?
You are being irresponsible if you are not sending all of your traffic to a lead capture page.
I'm sending all of my traffic there and getting 0 emails. Like I get engagement, I get orders, 0 emails, no emails. Like my email list has been, or the new email list from my landing page has been stuck at 5. I mean, I get lots of emails from my group, so my list is healthy, but
what's your offer on the page?
10% off.
Okay. So I like to do dollar amounts for physical products because 10% on what a $30 product is going to be $3.
Yeah.
Right. So be aggressive with that.
Okay.
Make it $10 or $15. $10 off your first order here.
I mean, I have stupid things right now. I talked to Greg last week or maybe the week before, and he encouraged me to give like 50% off my first subscribe and save.
I want you to test doing a dollar amount.
Okay. I don't actually know if I can do that, but I'll try.
Just test it.
Uh-huh.
I'll give you a little bit This is a little ninja. Your orders are on Amazon, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you can play with this if you want. Sometimes we might do $20 off your first order, have it link over to Shopify. They buy on Shopify. But I know that half of the people that opt in would prefer to buy on Amazon, even if the coupon doesn't work on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
what I really care about is getting the lead. So
Right.
I think about this like dominoes. Yes, I want to get more orders on Amazon. That's like domino 3.
Mm-hmm.
Domino 2 is, I don't even know. The domino that comes before that is getting the lead, right? I want to optimize for the first domino first. Then I'll worry about how I'm going to take the sale on Amazon or Shopify. Like, what is the best offer I can get to make them become a lead? For physical products, again, I would test doing a dollar amount and making it aggressive.
Okay.
Number two, you're probably, I can almost guarantee, just not highlighting it enough in your content, or you're not being granular enough with the way that you're communicating with people.
Yeah, I'm probably not. You're
okay.
Probably.
So if you're not making content and you're not drawing attention to lead magnet, I would expect that you'd be getting 0 leads.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk about the lead magnet and you send people there, you're going to get some portion of leads. So we can try and optimize this thing 1,000 different ways. Biggest thing is you just need a bigger megaphone, which means you need to talk about it more.
Okay, I'll talk about it more. I do also have on my landing page, I have the link to go straight to my Amazon listing. Like it's an orange buy button. And then below it, I say, or, you sign up here to get 10% off, which I can up. But should
we're trying to optimize 5-10% here. The biggest thing for you is that you need a louder megaphone. You need to talk about it more.
All right.
Like think about getting water flowing before you try to, get a bigger bucket or whatever the analogy is.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to talk about this influencer.
Okay.
So you're doing your 5 opens. You send a message to somebody with 1 million followers. They respond. This is a really big win.
Mm-hmm.
Getting yeses is a really big win, right? Most people try to sleep with somebody as soon as they meet them in business, meaning like, you've got a following. Let's be partners. I say, let's optimize for yeses. So really good work just getting the yes.
Thanks.
My advice to you would be find other ways to stay top of mind that don't involve messaging. Leave thoughtful comments on their content.
I have been, yeah.
Like do that kind of stuff so that they see you in the feed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a reminder, oh, this person is adding value to my audience. And then once in a while, you can do things like, hey, I just want you to know I took a call with one of your followers. Really interesting girl. She loves your stuff. I sent her a care package. Her name is Sarah. I just want to let you know that she's a big fan of your stuff. These are other cool ways to build up relationship with somebody before you go and make the ask.
Mm-hmm.
Make you sensey?
Yes.
Cool. Anything else?
I actually noticed that it was after I spammed. I commented on a few of her latest posts that she came back, like she reappeared. I was like, hey, maybe there's something to this.
Maybe. Just maybe, Monica.
Just maybe.
Just relationships. We're just people.
Yep.
All right. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who really wants it? Who really wants it? None of you? Really? I guess we're done here. Okay, Adrian, I'm coming to you. What's up, Adrian? Take yourself off mute. Give me a win, what you're working on, and how I can help. What's your question?
Okay. Hey, Ryan. Hey, everyone. I'm just going to start with myself a little bit because I am just absolutely brand new to the group.
Cool. Well, hit me with a win and what you're working on, and then hit me with your question.
I got you. I don't know if I have a win because, like I said, I just joined the group and I'm just trying to come
That's
up.
a win. You just made a move, dude. How long have you been wanting to do this?
That's right. That's right. I didn't hold back. I just finished reading your book, and for me, it's kind of like amazing to be able to do that, and then just get in the group and meet you guys in Urine. But
And how
um,
how long have you wanted to do this? How long have you wanted to build a brand or to have a $1 million business?
probably. I mean, I never articulated. I would never have put it that way, but probably for a very long time.
Cool.
And
So
I've
you
been
made a move. That's
yeah.
a win. I'll take it. Tell me what you're working on and hit me with your question.
So I am a certified arborist, and that's why you see my work
A
truck here.
certified what? Arborist?
Yeah, and that's
Like trees?
trees. That's why you saw me with a helmet and all the other accessories on my face, but just to keep the noise off my ears. But yeah, I'm a certified arborist, and what I would like to build a brand around is just some equipment for arborists. One of them would be like a protection helmet, and the second one would be like a pole saw. There's tons of pole saws on the market, but there's nothing that would satisfy me.
Cool.
There-
So hit me with your question, Adrian, and let's break it down.
Yeah, the question is like this. So there was a pole saw that I used, I want to say years ago, and they discontinued that. I want to build something similar. I have ideas to improve it. In the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, concerned that there are like some, what do you call that? Sorry, English is my second language. Um, but
You're concerned that the pole saw is
it's has some patent to it. That's what I was thinking
okay.
about. And so I have some concerns about that, and I don't know exactly how you would go around it.
Well, I have good news for you, Adrian. We have a resident patent attorney here in the 1%, and it was
Okay.
the girl who was right before you. So shoot her a message
Oh, yeah?
and ask her what the process was.
Oh,
Ask her what the process is to find out.
that's great. So that's a win being in a group like this. That's
There you go.
fantastic.
I might have
Yeah.
just saved you $5,000 in some
Yeah.
random ass attorney firm. Give money
Yeah.
to Monica instead.
For sure. And then I guess my second question would be, I don't know anything about selling stuff on Amazon. I've never done that. What would be?
This is all I want you to do, Adrian. All I want you to do right now is I want you to start posting about you as an arborist.
Yeah.
I want you to announce that you're building a brand for people like you.
Yeah.
Assuming this is the direction you want to go. And I want you to start looking and even posting about the pole saws and the products that you use, what you like about them and what you don't.
Yeah.
That's it. While you go have conversations with manufacturers, do the patent research, do all that boring stuff.
Yeah.
Because that way you are building up an audience of people like you, and you will have the launch list ready for as soon as whatever you do is available, and you can pre-sell it, get money in the door, and start moving. That is all I need you to worry about right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. And I know a lot of folks, that would be interested in that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
All right, cool. You have one shout out from somebody in the group saying that they're the CEO of something called Atlas Pro. They want to contact you. They want to meet with you. They have a bunch of arborists as clients, so reach out to them.
Oh gosh, yes. There's another.
This is the magic that happens here in the 1%, my friend.
That's it. That's all I want. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Good to have you, Adrian. We'll see you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's come over to Anna. I'm coming to you. Anna, I'm coming to you in 3, 2, 1.
Cool.
What's up, Anna? Good to see you.
Awesome. Nice seeing you. So I'll go quick. So when the person was clarified, so it's fully decided. Great. Since that last
that's what we worked on last week. Yeah.
Yeah. And then people are still like people within my audience of people who are just customers, people know me forever. They're actively reaching out like, oh, can't wait to hear about your products. So that's a good win.
So hold on. There's a bridge in the story here I need to hear. So
What's
last
that?
week you were really wrestling with like, how do I talk about and to my person? And
Yeah.
I invited you to complete the question or the sentence. My brand helps blank accomplish blank.
Yeah.
And now you're getting feedback, which means you must have announced it or talked about it. So tell me what the sentence is and tell me what you did in order to get people reaching out to you.
Sure thing. So my brand helps working professionals, also known as dog moms and dads, help give their dogs happy, healthy lives.
Okay, that's much better than what you had last week.
100%. And essentially, while I was just doing my non-ecom brand, like I was in Minnesota last week doing dog related things. I won, a lot of attention on me. So then I sent like, those photos of the wins to like my whole email list of like people.
Good.
It was focused on like that day. And then I
Good.
said, P.S. coming up. I know I've told some of you that I'm launching an e-com brand, but it's decided that'll be launching soon. So since you and
Good.
I had chatted last week, I realized, oh, I can do this now. I don't have to wait a year from now. I don't need to build momentum. I actually have a lot going for me right now.
Yes.
And it takes just as much effort and energy for me to continue the old stuff when I know this will be a lot bigger, better opportunity and what I really, really actually want.
That's right. You got it.
So anyways, so that's what has been working on. And then the other win, which leads to the question, like Monday, I pulled the trigger on like buying a sample product because I had decided there were two products I was deciding between as the first product. Would it be a dog treat or would it be a dog bone, like a chew, something that they could do? I chose the dog bone because, hey, there's this manufacturer or a supplier up in Alaska. I don't need to do anything to it. Let me just get out a first product.
Okay.
So I pulled the trigger on that, like 30 sample orders that I was going to give to my friends first to just test it, to see if we all liked it. And then when I finally pulled the trigger and I'm about to pay the guy, I mean, super small, like $350 total and shipping. However, when I was looking at the costs, I'm like, I'm buying them essentially at cost of like what any of the products I would buy in store. So if it's like basic dog bone, it's something different. But basic dog bone, if I'm buying one for a Great Dane, a big dog, it's going to be 25 bucks that I bought from this guy on sale here, like retail. Like you could probably get that at 25 bucks. And I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe this isn't the best first product or this guy isn't. So that's my question. Like how, like it sounds like from the previous people, like I just go with the simplest, fastest product
This
to
is
launch.
my question for Anna. And like,
Okay.
if you have tuned out at all in this call, or if you are not paying attention because we're not talking about your business, I want you to tune in here because there's a really big lesson that I'm about to give to Anna. And all of you are about to have a braingasm. So let me just give you another second to stop peeing or whatever you're doing that's distracting you and tune in here. And let me hit you with a question. What would have to be true for a dog bone to be $100 and be worth it?
Last a really, really long time.
Okay.
And the dog loves it. It lasts a long time.
Pause.
Yep.
Pause. Remind everyone what you do for a living.
Yeah, I train pet dogs of Silicon Valley families and train show dogs and show them. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm in the space.
You train rich people's dogs,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes. And then if they aren't rich, they still pay me big money.
People who have resources.
Yes.
The resources to hire you. Okay. So if they go to PetSmart and they buy a dog bone and they tell you about it, what do you tell them?
I mean, I ask them like, oh, what do you like about it? I don't know. I
Anna,
just
you
say,
are making my job so hard today. Okay.
be like, oh, that product sucks. Try mine. I don't know.
Don't you say things like, okay, hey, glad you're doing this for your dog. Let me just give you a couple warnings. You see this plastic that it's in? This can get in their system and really mess up their system. Also, this ingredient, like show me the packaging. You see this ingredient right here? This is a known carcinogen. All right. I don't know how much you care about your dog's longevity or like how much of a crunchy dog mom you want to be, but this right here is a known carcinogen, and these dogs are known to get tumors later in life. I would not recommend using this brand. Oh shit. Now I have a problem. Right? You said it has to last a really long time. Just kill me now. Right? But if you tell me that dog bones from most places have known carcinogens, known toxins, create joint problems, I'm making all these up, right? But if you're highlighting a very clear problem in the market, now I will pay a premium to solve this problem. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Someone in my family who complains often about not having enough resources still buys premium organic food for the dog. Right?
Right.
Won't spend in other areas. We'll still buy premium organic food for the dog.
Yeah, these are these people.
Okay. So the $100 dog bone is a great thought exercise for you to think about what is a premium product going to look like. I don't care if it's $50 or $25 or $75 or $60 or $100. $100 dog bone is a pretty cool headline to get attention for a brand that will invite them into other types of products that you will sell them. But this is how I want you to think about it. I want you to think about, what would someone spend $100 for that allows you to have the margin to go spend $25 on manufacturing or whatever it ends up being. They're not going to spend on that if it lasts a really long time. They will, however, spend it if it's going to do something that actually benefits the animal.
Perfect. Thanks. Sorry. That was great. I was on mute because it was loud. But yeah, no, I was taking a bunch of notes. That was great. Thank you.
Does that answer your question?
100%. Thanks.
All right, Anna. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Anna, post every day. Post every day about the problems you see, about the mistakes people make, the products that they're buying. Like review stuff, review kibble. Show the ingredients in kibble that are bad for the dog. Do that kind of stuff. That content goes mad. Build the waiting list for this. Pre-launch this product. All right, Angelo, I'm coming to you in 3, 2, 1.
Hey,
What's up,
Ryan.
Angelo? How are you?
All good, all good.
Good to see you. What's going on?
I'm late here in Italy, but all good.
Hit me with a win, what you're working on, and then give me your question.
Yeah, a win is that we got featured on a couple of news outlets. We've been doing a little PR launch, like nothing too crazy so far, but
Cool.
It's been nice.
Good.
And what I've been working on is I'm an SEO specialist. That's my profession. So
You're a what? A what?
An SEO.
Okay.
Like search engine optimization.
Yep.
So we've been working on a little bit more on the website structure. We published like 5, 6 new high quality blog posts. So we've been working quite a bit on that. And we've been getting a few more. Another win is that we've been getting more leads on the list. So
good.
Pretty good so far.
Cool. Hit me with your question.
Yeah. So where I've been struggling right now is that obviously I come from a different background. I do more B2B stuff. I come from offering services with my agency. So even though I'm extremely passionate about supplements, it kind of feels a bit weird for me to post about, health-related things and optimizing performance and all of this stuff. I kind of feel weird making content about it because maybe I don't have enough credentials. I'm not a health specialist. So I've been wondering, should I just go and do it? Like create a video about what are the best supplements?
What's your brand, Angelo? Like where would I find where you're regularly creating content? Where are you afraid to post?
I used to, I've been publishing a lot on LinkedIn, because that's where I have my audience from the previous.
Okay, so you have two very simple, obvious answers to this. One is you can start a new page that is dedicated to the brand and run the playbook just like I'm telling everybody else to do. Number two, if you want to leverage the audience that you have, then you document using your SEO strategies to grow a supplement brand. hey, we're an agency that helps business owners grow their business with search engine optimization. We decided to put together a case study of how we're launching a supplement brand, a completely unrelated business to anything else that we do, in order to watch how search can impact e-commerce. So you can get on the list here to document as we document this process. This is a live case study. We just published our first articles, and we'll be sharing the results as it goes. First article hits. Here's the feedback. Here's what happened with the first article. We expect this is going to take 3 to 6 months to produce any leads or trap. You see, you're making it a business case study.
Yep.
But now you're leveraging the audience that you have and sending traffic over to the brand that you are building. And by the way, you'll get a lot of SEO clients this way too, assuming that you're good at what you do.
Yeah, that sounds great. And do you think I should also publish some more specific stuff on the brand channel, like around, hey, best supplements for this and that? I'm be thinking about YouTube for that, because I believe it's, also there I can target like specific.
I want you to stop thinking about it and just pick a direction and go. Right. So if it's easier for you to make business related content and show case studies about what you're doing on the SEO side, and that helps your existing business, go for it. So keep making content in that direction, siphon off some of that traffic to build your list of people that are following the brand specifically, and go ham, like go hard, go aggressive, while you are also building the blog for the brand and collecting emails that way. So if you're good at what you do and you want to use this to promote both brands, go in that direction and go hard. If that's uncomfortable for you, then just start a new brand page. Pick any channel that you're comfortable posting on multiple times a week. Just pick one of those two and go ham.
So sounds great. Yeah, it's quite comfortable for me to talk about my profession, because that's what I've been doing, every day for the last years. So yeah, it sounds like a very good option. And if you believe it's good enough to get started with this, also reach my audience.
Awesome. What this will force you to do is get really good at SEO for an e-commerce brand. So it will, if you're doing it publicly, it will force you to make content and do SEO for the supplement brand. It will also get you a lot of SEO clients. So you'll get a twofer this way. If you do this for 6 months, there's going to be people who are watching you now and seeing no results, but you're like, we got 6 leads this week. We got 19 leads this week. We got 94 leads, and they're watching things stack. At the 6-month mark, they're like, shit, I've been watching this guy this whole time. Now he's getting 1,000 leads a week from organic content. We got to hire this guy. So you're building up the business, practicing what you preach, and it'll spill over to the existing business too.
Sounds awesome. Around what we spoke last week, or like over our last call, was that defining more what we are targeting. And thing is, my overall target and goal for this brand is longevity. And I was thinking, you said over the last call, you need to answer the question like, I help this and that, and this person reaching this goal. And for me, I thought I help health-conscious people increase their health span. And I was thinking whether this health-conscious could be too broad. In my opinion, it's just a term I picked because I get a pretty clear idea of who is health-conscious. Someone who wants to increase their longevity, increase this health span, like how energetic they are over the years.
Yeah, I think you need to be more specific than health-conscious. Define that person.
Yeah.
I help men increase their health span. I help health conscious is not an identifier. Like I don't say I'm a health conscious person, right? But I don't, that's not part of my identity. I don't introduce myself as health conscious.
Yeah.
Right. I might introduce myself as a biohacker. I might introduce myself as vegetarian. I might introduce myself as carnivore. I might introduce myself as a male, an entrepreneur, but I don't put health conscious in the bio of my Instagram, right? I don't go describing myself as this. So you want it to be able for somebody to say, oh, well, that's me. I help entrepreneurs increase their health span. Oh, How do you do that for me? So even if you change it later, Angelo, I want you to pick one. Just even if it's a thought exercise, pick one, because now you'll have a direction to go in. You can always change it later or widen it or change the messaging, but it will give you a target to focus on. That's the whole purpose of this.
Gotcha. Yeah. I thought it was too generic, and I wanted to ask you, like, just be sure. And yeah,
I would laser in on that. Just pick one.
Gotcha.
Make content and document the whole thing.
Gotcha. Thanks a lot, Ryan.
All right. Good to see you, Angelo.
Bye-bye.
All right, Dee, I am coming to you. 3, 2, 1. Hello, Dee. How are you?
I am good. I am well. A little surprised because I thought I was just watching.
You hit the green room link.
Why? I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Well, then we're gonna play along. Hit me with a win, what you're working on, and then ask me a question.
Okay. So I'm pretty new to all this, like everyone else. A win is
Not like everybody else. You're in a group of people that build $1 million businesses. Some people are just starting out. Some people are at 80 sales a day. Some people are running $2 million businesses. Not like everybody else. You're
Okay.
new at this. Great. Let's get you on the road to 1 million.
All right. So I have not launched the product yet, but I know who. Let me back up. My win. I ordered my first sample this week.
Good for you. Congratulations.
And that's pretty exciting. I haven't received it yet, but I actually think I'm going to take a left turn because I ordered the sample from Alibaba, so China, and just to get the container. But I found another alternative in Boulder, Colorado. I'm in Colorado myself, and so I think I found a better option.
Great.
So that's my win.
win.
Right now, I guess my question, I'm worried about, I've niched down too much. I don't know. So my niche market is I'm wanting to provide essential products to park rangers that are guilt-free. So what I'm talking about is my first product is going to be sunscreen, and the sunscreen is going to be eco-friendly. So it's going to be coral safe. And that's something that the Park Service recommends. It's going to be cruelty-free, and it's going to be fragrance-free since they're in bear country, a lot of them, so they don't need the fragrance. But the biggest thing is it's going to be in a compostable container. And that's the problem that and I'm married to a park ranger, we have to go through a lot of sunscreen, but they're all in single-use plastics. And so my mission is to get it in compostable plastic alternative. And that's where Boulder comes in, is they've got hemp plastic. I thought I was going to go with wheat straw plastic, but if they can do the container that I want, that's the route I want to go.
I'm totally tracking with you right now, Dee. So what's your question?
I just feel like I'm not converting people to so I just got up. I've got a Facebook page I've been posting in. I've been on this for 23 days now. I'm trying to post every day. I get a lot of interaction when I boost a post, but not so much when I don't.
So here's the thing. A lot of people will boost a post to compensate for a post that sucks. So you want to boost what's working, not what isn't working.
Okay.
Hold on. The beauty of organic content is that you can test 1,000 different ideas, right? It's free advertising.
Mm-hmm.
You magnify the ones that are working, not the ones that aren't. So this is your time now where you get to test your talking points.
Okay.
So that's how you see. If we see this as like the beautiful thing about social media is that 99% of people who are going to discover you don't know that you exist yet.
Correct.
So in 90 days, you'll have a whole group of people that has never seen your content from 90 days prior. And then after 90 days of that, you'll have another group of people that has never seen your content. So this is your time where you're testing different angles and ideas and content hooks. And the ones that pop a little bit, you save, and we can reuse them, recycle them, repurpose them, edit them, and post them again in the future. So this is just the time that you're testing to
Okay.
see what things that we're going to use again as we continue to build this content over the long term. So I just wanted to stick that in there. Now, you made this mention of feeling like you're too niche down. Are you talking to park rangers in your content?
I am, but I don't feel like that's who's following me on social media. I'm talking to park rangers in real life.
Yep.
That's where I'm getting the input is it needs a mineral sunscreen. It needs to, be this, that, and the other. So I'm getting all my input from real live park rangers, but I'm struggling. I feel like it's running in sand getting people attracted on social media.
So who's showing up?
I don't know. They're strangers.
Well, so here's what's going through my brain with you, Dee Dee. What you've done is a really good example of something that I believe in very strongly, which is that if you niche down to a specific person, you end up getting the other people in the aggregate, right? So I've gone to Burning Man a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm what they call a day burner. I'm the one who gets up at 6 a.m. to watch the sunrise rather than stays up until 6 a.m. to watch the sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my friends calls me the drug-free burner. So I go to Burning Man, and you have to bring everything is compostable. You have to,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or you get fined. So I'm not a park ranger, but once a year, I'm probably looking at your stuff, right? Other people who are hikers, campers, they're not park rangers, but once in a while they're looking at your stuff. So if we really nail one target market, that target market can bring us into the other markets.
And that's what I was hoping, and that's what I got from reading your book. So that's why I focused it on them.
Good, but what I haven't seen your content, so I don't know. And I would encourage you to post it in the 1% because every once in a while, Greg will go in there and review people's content.
Okay, it's not great.
I would. What's that?
I know it's not great.
Okay, it might suck because you're new. It's fine, right? Like, don't go watch my first YouTube videos. They suck. It's okay. But
then I get embarrassed. I don't know if I'm breaking out in hives being on this with you.
I get embarrassed too. I just don't care.
Okay.
Right. So this is going to be an email soon, but 3 days ago I was in Target, and I love Target. I'm a Target stockholder.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite place. So at Target, they have this thing. I did not know this, where they have sensors on the carts. And if you try to take them too far outside the parking lot, it locks and you can't move the cart anymore. And it just so happens that they put the Tesla supercharging station outside of the radius. So here I am carrying all my protein shakes and all this. I'm trying to balance it on my head while I'm walking. And people are shielding their kids' eyes, don't watch the crazy person. And it was at that moment I realized I'm just really comfortable looking stupid. I am really, really comfortable looking dumb. And that is basically entrepreneurship. You look dumb until you don't look dumb anymore.
Okay.
Right? So that's content for you. So what I'm thinking about for you is a couple of different things. One, is the park ranger your target market, or is it your brand story? Those things are different. It's okay for it to be both. Totally okay for it to be both. But kind of like the example with Anna earlier, where she trains rich people's dogs. That gives her authority to talk to middle and low market too. So her target market is going to be rich people and their dogs, but she's going to get everybody else too.
Yeah.
So for you, if you make it 4 park rangers, but you don't do it in a way that isolates the rest of the market, it can be really, really effective.
Okay.
I don't know if it's too specific for you or not. What the tell will be how easy and fluid the content feels. And this is how I would test this. Tell stories. So instead of saying we're building a brand for park rangers, I would say last week while on duty, my husband ran into this issue. I would say 2 years ago, when my husband saw a bear in the woods, this happened. One day, my husband came home and this happened. So tell stories about overcoming those challenges, or when you needed something different, or when something had to happen. Do that. And this way you're leveraging the authority that you have, which is you got X number of years as a park ranger, and you've had all these scenarios and stories to pull from.
And he's had skin cancer. That's another motivation behind this.
Great. Great as a story, not great as a reality. Me too, by the way. Mine wasn't sun related. I actually had anyway, that's a story for another day. But all this to say, if you tell the stories about it, you're not speaking to park rangers. You're speaking to those who are going through a similar transformation.
Okay.
That's how it encourage you to try to bridge this gap while you're testing your talking points. Send all that traffic to a waiting list and do that for a few weeks and see what happens.
Okay, will do.
By the way, but sometimes you just need to hear that you're on the right track. I really like the direction of this brand. Like I like what you're coming up with. I know it feels early and awkward, but I really like how you talked about this brand, how you talked about the products, how you had multiple products that you were already thinking about. You had clear non-negotiables about what could and couldn't be in the product. It's really good. So I just wanted to edify that I think you should keep going in this direction.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good work, Didi. Okay, we're going to hit Pat and then Deepjot. Before we go over to there, a couple reminders. I gave you a few invitations on this call. At minimum, all of the juice is going to happen in the relationships that you build here. Yes, the content's fantastic, best in the industry. Yes, these coaching calls are awesome. But the real juice you're going to get is the relationships that you build here. Minimum viable participation, post once a week in the group. Update us where you are, what you're working on, what worked, what didn't work. If you want to take it one step further, consider having a once a month check-in with people in your geographic area. Meaning get together on Zoom, get together in person. Shout out to Julie Bonner, who does this in Austin. Gets a great group of people that comes together. They were together last night. It makes me really happy to see that. If you want to go deeper than that, our next mastermind is July 21st to the 24th in San Diego. We've rented a 15,000 square foot house on 10 acres, having chefs come in. We're going to teach how we took a brand from $50K a month to $5 million a year, how we structured the deal, what we're doing with it next, how we'll position it for exit. We'll have a mastermind. If you want to join, go to email join@capitalism.com. Just say, I want to come to San Diego. Inez will get you all the details. There's 25 spots. Okay. Let's go to Pat. Pat, I'm coming to you in 3, 2, 1. What's up, Pat?
Hey, what's up, Ryan? All right. So
confuse you for Pat Patterson.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Do people ever confuse you for Pat Patterson?
The guy in the NFL?
I was thinking the guy in the WWE, but
oh no,
also be the
that'd
guy.
Way cooler.
All right, man. Give me a win, what you're working on, and how I can help.
Yeah. So my win is I just placed an order for my first couple hundred units.
Good for you, Pat. Congratulations.
Thank you. And right now I'm kind of working on just getting like the back end of the business set up. And I'm right now leaning towards Shopify because I have experience with performance marketing. I run a performance marketing agency right now. But I'm also seeing a lot of like really compelling evidence that maybe I should get on Amazon instead. And so I wanted to kind of get your 2 cents on the two and in which direction to go in when it comes to, I want to have control of their data and ability to get testimonials and all that good stuff from them.
What do you mean by you're in performance marketing?
I have an email marketing agency.
Okay, great. And how do you get leads for your clients?
Well, I'll help them. I mainly help with CRO, but I have a whole bunch of connects in media buying, and I have an influencer right now that I'm working with that has like 300K, and I was going to use his
Great.
audience to.
Fantastic. And what's the market or the niche of the product?
It's jiu-jitsu athletes.
Awesome. You're not who I made. Did I make a Loom video for you this week?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. There's somebody who wanted to join the 1% and owns jujitsu.com. And I was like, oh, bro, you got to get in here like now.
Whoa.
Actually, I should make a note, follow up with him to meet Pat. Okay. So everybody says they want to control the customer data. I care about the product being in the customer's house. You see the difference?
Mm-hmm.
You can control the customer data even if you're selling on Amazon. You just get it before they go to Amazon. The only limitation of Amazon is that it is difficult, not impossible, but difficult to siphon them from Amazon into your locus of control. There's still ways to do it. They just take work and effort and some creativity. But if you build the demand up front via an email list, you're still controlling the customer experience, or at least the lead experience. That's all that matters to me, because now I can use that list for reviews, videos, testimonials, referrals, promotions. That's all that matters to me. Now, I think it is best to pick one direction and go ham. So if you have a lot of experience building up Shopify stores via email lists, then make Shopify the thing that you prioritize, but still have an Amazon presence, because half of people still prefer to buy on Amazon, even if it's at a higher price. So you will get this. Say that. What's that?
You would say to do both at, like, when I launch, have stock in both.
Well, when you're launching, you just got to pick one platform and take a darn sale. But when you're in stock, because if you've got 300 units and you're building an email list and you got an influencer with 300,000 followers, you're going to sell out in 2 weeks. You don't need to have two platforms for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have such limited supply that you don't need to worry about optimizing at this point. But when we're thinking about getting consistency on 50 sales a day for a product, you pick one platform and channel that you're going to put all your energy into. Have Amazon take your spillover traffic, because people will still prefer to buy there even if it's at a higher price. So that's like asterisk. If you're just super experienced at blowing up Shopify with email lists and that's what you're comfortable doing, that's what you should focus on, have the spillover traffic to Amazon. But I think people way over prioritize the control of data on a platform like Shopify. Why? Because I don't care if I can see their entire record. I care that they're a raving fan. Yes, there are some limitations to that. Yes, I can't segment my customers based on how much they bought in the past. But I care that it's in their home and that they're happy and that they're a raving fan and that they're leaving a review. So those are kind of my two thoughts on that. Go ahead and ask clarifying questions. I'll see if I can clean that up for you.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that I'm thinking is, like, in the beginning, I want to call all of the customers and talk to them and just hear what they have to say. And from my understanding, I won't be able to get that information because they're Amazon's customer.
Yeah. I mean, you won't be able to get it from Amazon, but you can get it when you solicit it via your email list, right? I mean, sending emails that say, if you bought the product, I'd love to talk to you. Please reply to this email and let me know. There are ways to do it within Amazon too. For example, inside of Amazon's Seller Central, you can queue it up to have one follow-up email that goes out to all your customers. But if they reply to it, now you have a customer loop and you can go back and forth with them all you want. So you can, now it's gritty, right? It's hustle mode. But you can have it set up so if somebody responds to you, now you can go back and forth and say, shoot me your number, I want to give you a call. You can do that kind of stuff. But I mean, if you watch what I do, I have people reply to my emails all the time. And if I try to segment my audience, people tell me I should segment my emails. I probably should. I don't. Why? Because now I'm going to optimize instead of just full throttle go. And I got to be in go mode when I'm growing. So you can still do that stuff. You just can't do it through technology.
Okay.
Process out loud, please. I do better.
Yeah, I feel a little more clarity, but I still Yeah, I'm still not 100% certain, and I'm sure there's not a black and white answer, but on which route to start with, because I also recognize the power of the organic traffic coming from Amazon. People are already on there, and so I'm also factoring that in.
So let me just workshop this out with you for a minute, and you can tell me how it feels. Based on what you're telling me, I think your play is to build a really good relationship with your network that has email lists and media buyers. You build up your own list. You launch on Shopify. You've got 300 or however many units you said.
500.
You're going to 500. So you're going to blast through that real quick. Awesome. That's really all we need to think about up until then. We'll restock it. We'll probably do another promotion to the list. We'll be soliciting feedback via whatever follow-up process you want to get customer testimonials and feedback, etc. As that starts to show life, then you can start the Amazon store. But it's secondary to you and it catches your spillover traffic. Then we can talk about ways that we can optimize that channel. But you've already got the demand that you're generating to be able to do a launch on Shopify or Amazon. So just go with whatever makes it easier for you. And it sounds like that's Shopify.
Cool. Thanks so much.
That would be my prescription just based on your experience and what I'm picking up from you.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right. Good to see you, Pat. Thanks for being here. All right, Deepjot, you get the final word today. Coming to you in 3, 2, 1. Hi, Deepjot. How are you?
Hi, Ryan. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you. Tell me a win, what you're working on, and then hit me with your question.
So my win is for social media. I've been posting regularly every single day since we started this daily habit thing. I probably have some sense on what is working for me on Instagram and what's not, because I have got a lot of videos which have got more than 1,000 views. So
good for you.
Yeah, that's good for me. So that is a win for me, I will say. As you know, my brand is healthy snacks for vegetarians, and the sales were okay, and then I just thought, let me give a little push, so I just set a 50% discount 1 month back, and then some sales came, but then I did for some time and then I stopped it. Since then sales have almost dried up, and I also got a 1-star review, but then I will use it into my content. I'm just positive.
Good. That's exactly what you should do.
Yeah.
What was the feedback when you did that, when you turned it into content?
I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
I have to do that. I'll do that. It's just around sales because I'm posting content daily. I'm also telling people that I'm giving 20% off. I'm writing it into my caption, because if I say it on videos, the video becomes lengthy and not many people watch it by the end. So I just wanted some direction on how to.
Where are you posting content? I'm trying to find you on Instagram right now.
Instagram. So it's healthy_veg_. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you don't even know your own handle. Oh my goodness. That is a long ass handle. Okay. Yep.
Healthy veg travel.
Okay. That's a confusing handle, by the way. But here's what I notice. You've got multiple links in your account. Because like whenever there's a sales problem, I'm backing this up to say, how do we optimize for the precursors to sales?
Okay.
Which is content, emails, reviews.
Okay.
Because I can't make someone buy, but I can control the 3 things that lead to sales, which are how much I'm talking about it, who's opting in, and how much feedback I'm getting from customers. I can control those things, right? So as I look at your page, first thing I'm thinking of is, okay, actually, let me just share my screen so we can workshop this.
Spotlight.
Yeah, stand by. Hold on. Pulling this up. You guys are going to watch me analyze Deepjot's business. Maybe. Okay, this is gonna look weird for a second. All right. Are you guys seeing Deepjot? Can you see your own page, Deepjot?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So take a look here. I want to see what the lead magnet is front and center here. In order for me to opt into your list,
Okay.
I've got to read this, click this, find the right one, click the right one, and then opt in. So we've got a few barriers to opting in.
Okay.
So I want you to make this one thing. So if you, for example, if we look at Switch, I got one link.
Okay.
And this is going to take them over to an opt-in. One thing to do.
Okay.
And this opt-in page is terrible, but this is so bad. But there's one thing to do. Also, if you DM, you'll get a coupon code. You'll get $20 off. Does it make sense? See how really clear what the action item is to do.
Okay.
And then if you look at my stuff, like my page, this is even clearer. Here's my lead magnet. One thing to do. And every single one of these posts is going to send people to my lead magnet right here. I'm optimizing for leads in every piece of content. If somebody finds my stuff, if you look at my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel is pointing over to one thing. Apparently YouTube changed the way it presents something. So now that needs to be edited and that just looks stupid right now. But here's the link. It's all going to one page and it's the lead magnet. You picking up what I'm laying down here?
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
I want you to focus all that to one thing, and it's to capture those leads. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing that I'm observing for you.
Okay.
The second thing that I'm observing for you, as I look at your page, hold on, let me pull it back up. So is this it? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Second thing, so if we look at the ones that got a decent amount of reach, is there anything, there's one here with 1,400 views. Is there anything that you have in common that you're noticing about these posts that did pretty well?
Yes, the last post was 5 second. So,
Okay, so it got views, but it's not necessarily to the right people. It's just like, this is a pretty generic thing, right?
Okay.
That's a question. That wasn't me. So this is like this is a 5 second, nothing about the product, right?
No, nothing about the product.
Okay. All right.
So the other two that got like good amount of views, they were of like me cooking some stuff.
Great. Okay, good. So let's mark that as one of the themes that we create content around. Deepjot cooking something. Okay. Is there anything else that you notice about the content you're making?
These are, I think, majorly things that are working. One which are like of 5 seconds or something, and my cooking videos. These are the most, I would say, they're working.
Okay, cool. So I want you to spend some time. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm having two thoughts at once, and then my brain melts, and I don't know what to say. Before I give you more feedback on your content, I notice that none of your posts highlight your lead magnet, right? Because you got several different places they could go. You have it sometimes in the video, but you don't have the fenugreekmunch.com/join/whatever, one clear call to action to get leads. I want you to put that in every post, the text of every post.
Okay, I'm putting it into the text, in the captions in every single.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm looking at it right now.
No, so if you see the caption, comment or DM me to get the link to buy, register on that link to receive 20% discount on your first purchase.
Okay, so you're sending them to DM you.
Either DM or comment, but I did not get any kind of comment. So now,
Okay, cool. Then test just sending them, putting the link right on there.
Right.
So for now, since we're not getting any traction in terms of leads, I want you to just send all the traffic to one spot, and it's the place to capture their email.
Okay.
Okay. So the next thing that I notice when I'm auditing your stuff You're optimizing for views. You're not optimizing for person. When you do a 5-second thing,
Mm-hmm.
that's gamifying it to get more views. And it works to get more views, but now your brain thinks, oh, this works, I'm getting views. But it's not actually getting the person that becomes the customer.
Okay.
I'd rather have 100 target people than 10,000 people that have nothing to do with my brand. So it's great that we're getting 1,000 views on some videos, but
Mhm.
we're kind of playing a game to get there. You're doing 5-second videos to try and get visibility rather than speaking directly to the person that is your target audience. The people that are your target audience are probably the people who are watching the food videos and the people who are watching the feedback from your products in the form of testimonials, reviews, that kind of stuff. So I want you to spend 30 minutes a day
Okay.
gathering social proof.
Okay.
Social proof is your reviews, texting friends, asking the mailman what he thinks about your food, capturing the emails from people in the 1% who gave you feedback about your product. Just 30 minutes a day collecting as much social proof as possible.
Okay.
Then I want you to share that as one of your content pillars and send it back to the lead magnet. So now we have 2 content themes. Sometimes it's Deepjot making food. Sometimes it's feedback about the product. They're both going to one lead magnet. Now we have things we can optimize for. We can optimize for leads. We can optimize for feedback. We can optimize for content. We can ask people for reviews. We can control that. If we control those things, those are the seeds that become sales.
Okay.
Process out loud, please. Can you process out loud, please? I can't read your thoughts.
No, okay. So that's what so no, I mean, I have a lot of social proof. Like I have 42 reviews on Amazon. I have a lot of messages, and I have been posting it. Like
Good.
not regularly, but I do post it. I think once a week I do post it. So yes, I will gather more proof if I run out of it. But I think for now,
I want you to, no, not if you run out of it. I want you to solicit it every day.
oh,
I want you gathering more every day.
okay.
That might be texting 25 of your friends or 5 a day, asking people for feedback on them trying the product. It might be emailing your customers and just asking for some feedback. It might be reaching out to people in the 1% that you know bought and just asking them to say something good or bad. But what you're doing is you are building a treasure trove of proof. By the way, I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years. I'm still gathering proof. Doesn't stop when you got 42 reviews.
Yes.
So gather as much of it as possible because that becomes the best content for conversion. So we've got a piece of content that is good. It's you making cooking videos. Now we have a piece of content that's good for conversion. But there's one more thing with you, Deepjot, that I think you're ignoring.
Okay.
When you first jumped in here talking about your product, like when you were first launching this product, you had some really good stories and reasons why you were going in this direction. You were talking about missing home. You were talking about the community back in India. You were talking about that flavor that was missing that you just can't get in Canada or the United States. You're talking about, we talked about like the culture and the family values back in India, missing those things. You're talking about immigrating here, right? These were really good stories that were actually your reason for the inspiration behind your brand. They don't feel product related, but they absolutely are.
Okay. So why I did not go into that direction was because there are a lot of Indian products in Indian stores, if not in Walmart or any other US or Canadian stores. So So my mind was thinking that the Indian people will get that stuff in Indian stores. Maybe it's not healthy as what I'm giving them. That's why I did not go there.
I don't follow. I would love to overcome this objection, but I don't even understand why that's an objection.
I mean, I thought that maybe it's a saturated market for Indian.
Oh, it's not. Believe me, it's not. Believe me, it's not. Someone's done something similar before. I guess that idea sucks. No. And all I'm asking you to do is tell stories.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you tell stories, you're really fun to listen to. When you make a 5-second video on Instagram about 3 health tips, like, shoot me. That's fucking saturated.
Okay.
You know what's saturated? 3 health tips from my blog. That's saturated. So that is just like, that does nothing for anybody. But you telling stories, that's fun.
Okay. Like I was talking about the saturated market for Indian products. I mean, not the stories, but yes, I get you.
No, I understand. I'm still saying, believe me, it's not.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, believe me, it's not. What are you giggling about?
No, I'm laughing at my own
Your
thoughts.
own mental nonsense?
Yes.
Yeah. It is it's not saturated at all. I don't know how to say it any differently.
Okay. So I'm taking down notes, and I will tell stories about immigrating here and some Indian things.
Good. And once again, like, you're doing your habits are really strong. And that's good. Like, you're posting regularly,
Yes.
you're collecting emails, you're asking for reviews. These are really strong habits. What you're missing is sort of the clarity of the focus of keeping everything behind one central lead magnet and then talking to that audience that will fall into that flow.
Okay.
That's what's missing for you from an audience building and lead building perspective. You correct those, we're gonna see a lift.
Got it.
Good to see you, Deepjot.
Yeah, same here. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Ryan.
See ya. All right, everybody. I went 45 minutes over. I'm done. Good to see all of you. If you want to come join us in San Diego, join at capitalism.com. Just say, I want to come to San Diego. If you are on the monthly subscription, consider upgrading to annual so that you can come into the green room so that we can work together for the next year. Get plugged into the community, at least make 1 post a week, but even better, organize some stuff locally so that you can get some face time with people. Good to see all of you. There's all kinds of momentum happening here. I'm so proud of you guys. This is really fun to be a part of these $1 million businesses. And I will see you on the regular schedule next Thursday morning. See you, everybody. Bye.